Sports fans, November 22nd, 2021. Week 11 is not quite in the books, but it's definitely a lot of games have been played. And, to my left, but to the right of the screen is the calculator. And I'm Mr. 411. And we welcome you all to the 411 Sports World Show, Fantasy Football Edition. What's going on, calculator?
Greetings and salutations, Mr. 411. It is a wonderful, almost week, 12 in the books, but I can't wait to go over a brief recap and try and get people some help because I know we got two high power teams that are going to be on a bye this week.
That's right. All right. All right. We'll get to it right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And calculator, why do we need everyone to do that?
Well, we want to get people. Hey, waiver wires usually in 80% of leagues run on a Wednesday. So we want you to try and get a hold of us as early as possible to notify you of, possibly guys that we might most likely will be needing this week with, again, two teams that have plenty of people that'll be on bye this week. So, hey, we just want you to keep you informed so you can make a decision in time.
Absolutely. And we welcome everyone to the show. All right, let's get to the studs and duds calculator. And boy, do we have
Oh,
some duds and some studs this
oh
weekend.
yeah.
But let's start off with the studs. Let's give everybody
Oh,
some good news to start off with.
mercy. I mean, just seeing and a guy that it's crazy that didn't make that. I mean, he's only of course you only have so many people you can put on a list, but Mr. Sunday Night Eckler belongs on this list as well. I mean, but if any, I mean Jonathan Taylor, and what's amazing about Jonathan Taylor, everybody talked about he could do it good against. He only did good against bad defenses. He went against one of the top defenses in the league this past weekend in Buffalo, and just oh man, shredded them. And they had no answer for him. Just Jonathan Taylor. You were looking at what could be, in my opinion, should be if this keeps up the number one overall pick next year. I mean, he's unstoppable. Justin Jefferson, he's finally living up to his draft capital. I mean, or as his friends like to call him, JJ. Don't call me Taylor, Mr. Jefferson. So yeah, he was. I mean, he was uncoverable. I mean, they were trying to bracket him, and he was still getting uncovered and just went crazy. Especially when they tried to blitz, he burned them, and when they didn't blitz and play back, he found the soft spot. So great route running for such a young receiver, and just amazing. Aaron Rodgers, oh man, he shows he don't need practice. You get him upset, and he's gonna, he likes to do the fu to everybody when people start coming after him. Jalen
Absolutely.
Hurts, hey, and as well, before we go to Jalen Hurts, Devontae Adams, he kind of helped
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers do the fu, if I can say so myself. But Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts, this was the most amazing one in my opinion because I actually have Jalen Hurts in what they call a guillotine league, and I've talked about it briefly on other ones. That is, if you score the lowest points in the league, you're out of the league. You don't play anymore. And thankfully, I've been riding Jalen Hurts all week, but this week scared me. He was going against the number one rush defense in the league in the Saints. Well, the Saints, I don't know what defense they were running, but they just sat back and just basically let Jalen Hurts run wild on them. So I don't get the game plan. They didn't run any type of defense. They've been running, and being a self-proclaimed Saints fan, I watch them all week, and the practices were good. They had
Yeah.
plenty of energy, but they just did not have. And if anybody remembers Jalen Hurts, it was his first or second start last year. He ran for over 100 yards against the Saints. That was almost like his coming out party last year. But I was still worried. But he proved me. It's like we always talked about his low floor, and you saw that with rushing yards. He's going to get you those minimum points, and I'm so glad I kept because the guy I was debating with in my guillotine league was Tannehill due to his juicy matchup against Houston. But I said, hey, I've been riling Jalen Hurts all year. I had have some other good guys that even if Jalen Hurts did bomb, I felt they would keep me out. Jonathan Taylor being one of those. So I just wanted to see, and Jalen Hurts is showing that he is a must start every week that he plays, because he's going to have some nice interdivisional matchups coming up. And man, if you need to win, they're going to want to win those games, and it shows when they let Jalen Hurts improv and do what he does best in running the ball. That's what they'll let him do.
Yeah, absolutely. And my dad was watching this game too, and he's an Eagles fan. So you're the Saints fan, he's the Eagles fan,
Oh.
and he was sending me text messages saying the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
But now,
Super Bowl.
okay, a little early to be calling that, but if he wants to think that, go right ahead.
I was like, wow. I mean, Hurts is really doing a good job today.
Because
But
let
I
me
mean,
tell you, when the Saints beat Green Bay, I wasn't yelling Super Bowl in week 1.
this is Super Bowl. But yeah, those are a lot of the studs there, calculator. But we need to jump on. Since we're talking about the good, but now it's time to go ahead and talk about some of these duds. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you one name, and that's Alex Collins in Seattle. But I'll let you take it from here.
Oh my goodness, Alex Collins. I mean, what was crazy about Alex is he had the chance, and I'm just going briefly, even though he's not on the list. Alex Collins, get this, folks. Rashad Penny came out. He had a great practice. Rashad Penny looked like he was shot out of a cannon on his first carry of the game, and then got hurt.
Yeah,
One
exactly.
carry, exited with. I mean, it's like if he gets a touch, he's hurt. It's
Yeah,
amazing. So it was the Alex Collins show, and then Alex Collins couldn't do nothing. It was the craziest thing I ever seen. I mean,
yeah.
he just no nothing. And Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, people keep saying Patrick Mahomes is back. Patrick Mahomes back. Did they not see Patrick Mahomes play this last game? That
No, they
defense
didn't.
won that game. Yeah, he had 260 yards, but it took 37 attempts. It took a couple big catches by Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey, for that matter, to get him that. And no touchdowns. That is not a recipe for Patrick Mahomes. If you drafted Patrick Mahomes, which 95% of leagues had Patrick Mahomes as the number one quarterback coming off the league. A lot of them, I believe it was 53%, had him number one overall in Superflex leagues, which, as people who are longtime listeners, we've said, are two quarterback leagues. All right.
Right.
He's hurting them right now. Luckily, for some people, I would say luckily, a lot of people, Mahomes is on a bye, so they do have to look elsewhere. But if you drafted Patrick Mahomes, you keep him in there. You got to start him, just because and I'm an owner, and I'm going to keep starting him. And I'll tell you right now, I drafted, as people know who's in our listening league, I drafted him with my number 2 pick overall. Granted, it was the end of the second round because I was lucky enough to have the number 1 overall pick. But I'm
Right.
going to keep drafting him because, just like he showed last week, he can be the number 1 quarterback any given week. It
Yeah.
just depends on what goes. DK Metcalf, I think he's still a result of Russell Wilson being not. I don't want to say, he's not. Russell Wilson isn't actually given time to get the ball to DK. DK Metcalf is a precise route runner, but he a lot of times he gets the big play, and Russell Wilson's just not getting time. So Russell Wilson, when he is running for life, a lot of time he goes to his favorite target when he's in trouble, which is Tyler Lockett. Kyle Pitts. I own Kyle Pitts in another league. Again, the Patriots do what the Patriots do. The Patriots will take your best weapon, take him out of the game plan, so you have to do something else. So, and Matt Ryan showed that he cannot win the game with Russell Gage and Zacharias and Mike Davis trying to run the ball without Cordell Patterson. So it was easy for the Patriots to game plan for that. So Kyle Pitts was more of a New England defense. He'll see better games in the future. Dak Prescott, just a bad game, ran into a defense that felt disrespected most of this year. They're looking healthy now, and they just made Dak Prescott, and I'm not going to say it's all on the offensive line. Dak Prescott on some of his throw had time. he just missed guys. Yeah, you could claim that, well, Amari's out, CD Lamb got hurt, but he was still missing wide. He was missing a wide open Gallup on 2 plays, one would win for a touchdown, and he missed Cedric Wilson on 3 plays that I saw, 2 short and 1 long. And actually, the play that CD got hurt on, it was an underthrown ball. So yeah, Dak Prescott, he'll have better games ahead, and I think he'll bounce back. Dallas is always what Dallas is. They're going to beat the teams they can beat, with the exception of Denver. If there's a mismatch, they will beat them. But what happens is people fall in love with them because when they beat those teams, they beat them badly. So they're blowouts. So a lot of people forget there are limitations to this Dallas offense when they have to play a better team. David Montgomery, again, that was just with Baltimore not respecting the pass. So what they did is they say, we're going to stop the run and make you beat us with the pass, Mr. Justin Fields, and then Dalton afterwards. That's what, matter of fact, that's why Darnell Mooney was so open for that go-ahead touchdown right before Baltimore came back, is because they were stacking the box. They weren't going to let Chicago run the ball. No respect for their passing game. So they said, we'll stop what you do good at, which is run the ball. So that's another reason for David Montgomery's dud.
Oh, absolutely, man. Well, I tell you, these duds, man, they really, really put a hurting on my team this week too.
Yeah.
But man, it just got to be a tough one, man. So there was some great performances, and then there was some duds as
Yes.
well. But what is never a dud is Heavenly Spa Mobile. Heavenly Spa Mobile, 2484 Ingleside Avenue, Building A, Suite 101A, Macon, Georgia 31204. Latanya can be reached at 478-747-9231. That's 478-747-9231. Heavenly Spa Mobile, where relaxation is the key. And we thank Heavenly Spa Mobile for supporting the Fantasy Football Show and all the other shows. And if you don't believe me, listen to Miss Heavenly Spa herself.
Hi, I'm Latanya with Heavenly Spa Mobile. I'm a licensed massage therapist and owner. I've been practicing 18 years. If you're in need of any stress relief, tension, muscle, body aches, or just want to relax, you need to get yourself a massage. And please come check me out again at Heavenly Spa Mobile. I'm located at 2484 Ingleside Avenue. And I can be reached at 478-747-9231. Or you may go online to healthyspa-mobile.com. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, Mr.
All right, we're
411.
back.
Hey, a lot of people got to also see best of the best 3 years in a row. That's pretty good, in itself. So
Yeah,
very impressed.
absolutely. Yeah, the best of the best. I mean, again, we talked about studs and duds, and Heavenly Spa Mobile is the stud. So check them out, Heavenly Spa Mobile, and not only is Heavenly Spa Mobile the best of the best, they have an excellent, and I say excellent intro package, $70 calculator. I mean, for an hour of the Swedish or the deep tissue massage. 60 minutes, man. That's an hour. And as you say, calculator, I'll let you go ahead and follow up with
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it stays with you past the hour. The hour is just the actual thing, but what you get out of it lasts you for at least a few days, to where you almost feel like a new person. Any of
Exactly.
that weight type you feel on your shoulder from stress and stuff, that just goes away and makes you feel. I mean, hey, it makes you feel lighter.
Yeah.
Oh, and
There
a
you go.
great night's sleep that night, because you don't have that weight that has been hanging on you for no telling how long it hangs around.
Exactly, calculator. And one more thing about Heavenly Spa Mobile, ladies and gentlemen. We give congrats to Heavenly Spa Mobile for the Best of Georgia nominee. So there you go. The best of the best of the best. And then the best of Georgia nominee. I mean, they're on a roll over there, and we definitely
Yes.
appreciate them. All right, calculator, it is time. All right. Studs and does over with. Now the fantasy managers have to get out there. They have to dig the crates. You got to figure out how to continue your playoff push. So now it's time to go to the waiver wire.
Yes, sir. Trying to work it. Hey, like I alluded to, week 12, the Chiefs and Cardinals are on a bye for. So I know a lot of people were mining the waiver wires, trying to do without DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray. But for those people that have been riding the Ertz wave for a little bit, and James Conner, hey, you got to make changes this week. But especially those people that have been riding Mahomes, Kelsey, uh, and Tyreek Hill. Hey, hit the waiver wire. You might have to, it's a 1 week, but hey, this is playoff time, so every week, every point counts. So since we're going to go to two high-power quarterbacks that are on a bye, um, I'm going to reach out. Hey, last call for the Cam Newton train. And you know what?
Uh-oh.
I'm not only a spokesman, I am an owner of Cam Newton, sir. I picked him up last week due to me owning Stafford in one of my leagues. And Lacey can back me up on that because I had to use Cam Newton against her, unfortunately. Full disclosure, she beat me because she had Aaron Rodgers and Jake
Oh,
Elliott with a 20-point
stud.
kicker. Yeah, there you go. One of the studs we mentioned. But hey, Cam Newton, played well in his first start. 235 combined yards, 3 scores. And with Carolina taking on the Dolphins in week 12, Newton is a suitable replacement for Murray and Mahomes. The Panthers defense struggled to get Washington off the field over the last 2.5 quarters, which cost Newton more chances to produce more fantasy points. Plus, Carolina did fail to convert on 4th downs in the fourth quarter. So Panthers play at home against Miami, and oh my gosh, would it be possible that people who get Holmes to replace Stafford, or would they put him out there against the Falcons in 2 weeks? I just might. Stay tuned. The calculator will let you know.
Yes,
So,
sir.
all right. Another quarterback, a young guy, Mac Jones, New York Patriots.
Mm.
Hey, in the blink of just 5 weeks, the Patriots climbed out to the top of the AFC East with a 7-4 record. Their offense has been sensational over their previous two home matchups. 99 points, 13 touchdowns, 5 field goals over 20 possessions, which combined for 1,033 combined yards. Jones has averaged a 192-point passing yards and 1.25 touchdowns over the past 4 starts. But he did have more fantasy start value over his last two home games. First one was 326 yards and 2 touchdowns, 198 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Titans come into this matchup licking their wounds after what the surprising Houston Texans did to them. Tennessee ranks near the bottom of the league in quarterback defense. They allow 23.97 fantasy points per game, which is 29th in the league against quarterbacks, and defending wide receivers, giving Jones and the Patriots passing attack plenty of upside. What does Bill Belichick do more than any other coach in the NFL? He exploits weakness. Remember in the days when even when he had the Randy Moss and stuff, if he went up against a team that was terrible against the run, he still ran the ball. So, Bill Belichick is going to see what defense or what offense is going to be able to beat up on or take advantage of Tennessee. He's going to see us that passing attack, and I think he's going to exploit. Heck, Trevor Siemian was able to carve them up even if it was for a half. So yeah, I love Mac Jones in this matchup. If you need Mac Jones, now I don't like Mac Jones for a long term. I like him as one of those spot starts. Okay, so
Okay.
I think this is a spot start that you can get him for all those streamers ahead that like to use the streaming quarterbacks. All right, another guy who, Jeff Wilson. A lot of people probably picked him up if they got the early, especially if they listened to us show. We were touting him, But Elijah Mitchell suffered a broken finger, required a pin to be inserted. All right, Wilson picked up the start against the Jaguars. 20 touches, 58 combined yards with 1 catch. Okay, people say, hey, that's not great. Hey, it wasn't his fault that the time he was wide open in the end zone, Garoppolo just threw it to his feet. But hey, this is a buy and hold category because look at this 49er fantasy playoff schedule from week 15 to 17. Atlanta,
Uh-oh.
at Tennessee, Houston. Hey, that's as juicy as it gets. And I want some of that backfield if I can get it at this time. So if Jeff Wilson is out there, he might be a time. And some people might not pick him up just because he had a poor start this time. But hey, Deebo Samuel's not going to keep taking 20-yard touchdowns to the house. Elijah Mitchell has proven that he can't stay healthy. So Jeff Wilson, hey, he's next man up. And I think he's still working himself back. People got to understand he was on injured reserve first half of the year. So he's still trying to get in football shape. So if they
Right.
trusted him enough for 20 touches at this time, I think they're going to ride him up a little bit more when they need him. Another guy, running back, Matt Breda, the old guy that used to, hey, speaking of
He's
49ers,
back.
now he's back, but not with the 49ers this time. It's with the Buffalo Bills, my friends. The running back rotation in Buffalo has been squarely over the past 2 games, but Breida saw most of his action in week 10, where he gained 50 yards with 2 touchdowns, 3 catches, and a mop roll against the Colts, 67 combined yards with a catch on 6 touches. Hey, if Zach Moss or Devin Singletary is on your squads, I recommend Breida as a handcuff insurance because you don't want to be left sitting with an empty bag when it comes playoff time. So all those, I'm not picking them up as a starter. I'm picking them up as a handcuff. I am a firm believer of handcuffs during playoffs because because that is the time you don't want to be again with an empty bag, so to speak, in playoff time. We're going to go to the Dallas Cowboys. I mentioned Cedric Wilson. Hey, he was open. Amari Cooper, he was gone this week. Amari Cooper will be gone on Thursday. He was one of those unvaccinated players on that was on the COVID list. So he is out. So he's out for Thursday. CD Lamb with a short week. Don't know if he'll be able to pass concussion protocol. So your 2 people, Michael Gallup and Cedric Wilson, are 2 main guys. The reason I'm not mentioning Michael Gallup is he's rostered in over 67% of leagues. So he's most likely not available. Cedric Wilson is more likely of those 2 to be available. So he saw a bump in chances this Sunday, 4 catches, 36 yards, but it was 7 targets. I expect him to have starting snaps against the Raiders while offering possible insurance for someone with Lamb or Cooper who's on their roster. All right, a guy, he's on the list. He's not on the list. He comes, he goes. MVS of the Packers. Yes, after missing 5 games with a hip issue. Hey, I'm going to buy him again, right? The Packers gave MVS wide receiver 3 snaps in week 9 and 10. Aaron Rodgers looked his way only 4 times over this stretch, leading to 3 catches for 60 yards. However, with Allen Lazard out in week 11, MVS posted his best game, 4 catches, 123 yards, and 1 touchdown. Thanks to, granted, one of them was a 75-yard touchdown. Yes, we all know MVS is boom or bust. But hey, he's playing with the best quarterback in the game, and he's the number 3 option on that team now that Lazard is currently out. So hey, if he can get you that 75-yard, if you're that Tyreek Hill owner, hey, you've been living with boomer bust with Tyreek Hill. Hey, MVS, he's going to get more booms than busts. I see. So hey, but this might be the week you can try and get him out there if you need him. And then I'm going to go to my team, Mr. 411. Adam Troutman, my friend, over the past 3 weeks. Yes, past 3 weeks, and hey, people know because if you're an Ertz owner, if you're a Kelsey owner like me in one of my leagues, I only carry 1 tight end. I'm not expected to start. I'm not going to carry 2 tight ends because I'm never going to start somebody over Kelsey. Well, this is a bye week. This is time to comb the waiver wire. Adam Troutman is there. He caught 14 passes, 137 yards, and a touchdown on 21 targets. This is over the last 3 weeks. He improved opportunity, works out to 11.23 fantasy points per game in PPR leagues. That's a drastic difference from the first 7 games where he saw 19 targets, which led to 11 catches, 104 yards. For now, he has matchup value while being a backup tight end for most fantasy leagues. So again, I'm only recommending these for guys who need that tight end for possibly. He's not a guy I'm not going to trot him out there over a Conklin. I'm not going to trot him out there over a Higbee. But if I'm a one tight end type of guy, or if you were debating, do you want to carry Dan Arnold, Mr. Goose Egg, with Adam Troutman? Hey, maybe this is the time to put Troutman on that roster. But yeah, I only recommend him if you are in need of a tight end this week. Possibly a guy that got hurt, or possibly one of those tight ends that I mentioned earlier that is on a bye. One more thing. I just found out, it just came over the wire. Michael Carter has a ankle sprain. That's why he was left early in that Jets game. Out 2 to 3 weeks. So hey, fire up your Tevin Coleman shares, my friend. He was back. He led the backfield in carries after Carter left. So if you wanted some of that Jets backfield, don't be stressing out with the Mr. Johnson. Go to Tevin Coleman and see what he can get you. But let me tell you, don't do it. You got to have a strong stomach to do it. But
Yeah.
hey, yeah, everybody needs. If I want to run it back, sometimes only running backs that are breathing are the good ones, you know. So yeah, but yeah, for those people that are really wanting to scrape deep, Tevin Coleman is looking to lead backfield carries for the New York Jets in the near future.
All right, calculator. Great information. All right. If you want to hear more of the calculator, check out the calculator. He is also on Crossing the Lines on Thursdays, and that's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to the Sports Brothers show. We have another show, the Sports Brothers. It airs on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And obviously, the show that you're listening to today, um, the 4-1 Sports World Show, the Fantasy Football. Today is a Monday edition for a special reason, but usually our show is on Tuesdays. You can still catch it on Tuesdays as well. It'll be airing tomorrow as well, but Tuesday at 5 p.m. on YouTube. And what else, calculator?
Zingo TV, my friend.
Yes, sir. Zingo TV. We thank Zingo
Yes.
TV for bringing us in and trusting us and getting the word out, helping us get the word out with the fantasy touch. So, calculator, as you like to say, hey, calculator. All right, we're going to transition. All right. I hope everyone takes the time to listen to the calculator because there's a reason why he's the calculator and he's providing this information and he wants to share it. That he'll tell you that himself. But
Yeah.
I'm glad you're listening. But now it's time to for us to talk about our listener league. And that's
Yes,
the league that
sir.
we all play in. A lot of the 401 sports world people play in this league and we like to use it as a just a tool. But calculator, are you ready? You ready to talk
I'm
about the
ready.
listener league? Okay.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
ready. It was a barn burner for some, leagues. I just can't believe our wonderful producer slash host, Mr. 411, ran into a juggernaut. The guy we know fondly as Larry.
Larry.
He showed why he is one of the most dangerous teams in the league. Yes, Larry has had some bad luck lately, but even Mr. 411, we got to tell the listeners, you thought Jonathan Taylor was going to get you a victory, but Larry, he had Joe Mixon, trying to follow. I'll just click on the matchup to show people just what you had to put up with. Yes, you
Yeah.
are in the league now, but we do fully expect Mike Evans to get more than the needed points to propel him to a victory. But Jalen Hurts, buzzsaw. James Conner, buzzsaw. Mike Williams decided to show up and play some Mixon. I mean, what's amazing is Larry could get, he's projected for 179 points, and he still got a goose egg from the aforementioned Dan Arnold. But
Yes.
he was just getting points from everywhere. And as you know, what your downfall is not what you expected when you get 1 point from Bass. I felt so bad for Mr. 4-1 because Bass missed two 50-yard field
Oh,
goals. And he nails them. He was perfect on the year for 50-yard field goals. And then Tennessee going against Houston. Who would have thought the resurgence of Tyrod Taylor going in there? looking
the
like
revenge.
looking like Joe Montana out, or John Elway doing his helicopter run into the end zone. It was crazy. I mean, that was Tyrod Taylor. And then of course we also mentioned Alex Collins, who just could not get anything going. 10 rushes and only 3.6 yards per touch. Just could not help you. And what's amazing is I loved your call on Elijah Moore. I loved your call on Devontae Freeman. Calls that on any given week win you a week, just not this week.
Right. Against
So
Larry. Larry is just he's just a menace right now. He is,
yeah.
just giving us fits in this league.
And it looks like I could pull out a win. I have a pretty sizable lead, so I have a guy going tonight. The guys that helped me out was Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey. No thanks to Patrick Mahomes, but luckily I didn't have to play a Larry or a Mister 411 this week. So I was just think. And then another heartbreak. C-Town Ballers. I was
Oh,
pulling for
not again.
C-Town, but yes, another heartbreak. I mean, C-Town Ballers. The only guy that has more points against C-Town Ballers is Larry. Just Oh, not even Larry. I'm sorry. Seatown Ballers is by far. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
14. They must have just pulled up the. Oh well, it still don't matter because yeah, Larry was going against you, Mr. 411 on your
that's what I'm
Super Bowl.
saying.
So yeah, Seatown Ballers, another tough luck. Went up against our number one team, a guy that continues to just be a beast. That was our. We always follow on Captain Cosmo, and Justin Herbert. He's doing. You know, see, Captain Cosmo is doing this. If you look at his bench, with Kamara on the bench,
On the
which
bench.
is crazy. I mean, Stephon Diggs has been back. He's back. Robinson, he got it. He got that late touchdown that helped. Fryermuth he picked up Fryermuth when I was playing him. The week his tight end was on a bye. Jamar Chase didn't have a big game, but he still had a touchdown. Just 140 points. Hey, I give Seatown all the credit. He was pulling. I mean, he's pulling everything out his to try and get
Yeah.
this win. Even started Tony. He did the double Dallas running back thing,
Yes.
and it didn't
He's
work.
running.
I can say I'm not a fan of two running backs, but if you see what Seatown had on his bye, he had DeAndre Hopkins out, Stafford bye, Melvin Gordon bye. I mean, Amari Cooper, COVID list. I mean, he was
Yeah.
doing everything he could, and I was impressed. Seatown put up a fight. It just wasn't enough. He just happened to run into one of the better teams in the league. But yeah, it looks like it was another good week in the 411 league. I'm just trying to keep my head above water because that first round bye is very valuable. Hopefully, it looks like I will be having to pick up a quarterback because, like I said, I'm a one quarterback guy. So if my opponent wants to pick and up and drop quarterbacks all week, this is the week to do it.
It is the week. It is the
so,
week calculator.
but let me tell you, I've only seen it happen once, and it usually never works out for the person because the last person that they aren't picked up, that's the quarterback that usually does well. So I wanted to tell who's my next week opponent. Marvelous Marcus. All right,
Okay.
Marvelous. I'm giving you a heads up. I only got one quarterback. I got to go and pick one on waivers. Go and pick up the best guy you think I'm going to get, and we'll see what happens.
There it is. I hope Marvelous is listening because
Yeah. Hey,
you know
that's hey.
he needs a heads up.
That's right. And then, hey, I love the listener league. This is how we actually get to interact with, our fans and every week, and just have some fun with it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Marcus this week and see what I can pull out this weekend against Mr. Marcus.
Absolutely. And again, if you're interested in being a part of the listener league, just give us a comment. Post a comment out there, and we'll see what we can do to get you into the listener league next year.
Yeah, yeah. We always like new. We call them probies. I call them probies just because you're on probation in that first league to see if they can compete against what we think is a very good group of talented fantasy owners.
Yes, sir. And man, the awards for this season is going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting race for the listener league coach of the year, general manager of the year. There's a lot of candidates out there.
Yeah,
Pickup of the year, all these different awards. It's going to be interesting this year. Calculator.
absolutely.
All right, make sure you have your tuxedo on for that show, okay?
I will be dressed to the tilt, my friend.
All right. All right, man. What a show, calculator. We're down to the wire here.
Yes,
We
sir.
have a minute left in the show. Any parting statements before we get out of here, calculator?
Yes, now is not the time to rest. This is the time to push forward. If you are in a playoff position, you must start looking towards. If you need to win now, don't worry about that playoff schedule. If you're already in there, now you might want to start looking ahead. But yes, the waiver they're called waiver wire warriors for a reason. The waiver wire, it doesn't stop at the draft. It's the waiver wire that actually wins you the leagues. Hey, the draft is a good foundation, but you
Yes.
can't live on just the foundation. You got to have the walls. You got to have the roof. You got to have sheetrock if you want to live comfortably, right? That's
Yeah,
what the waiver wire is going to do for you. It's going to keep you comfortable and keep you
that's
warm
right.
and try and get you through the playoffs.
Yeah. And in my home, you have to have a TV too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Yeah.
you gotta have the big screen TV, you know what I mean? You gotta have all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yes.
All right. I love that analogy calculator. All right. Well, on behalf of the calculator, I'm Mr. 411. We thank you all for watching. We thank you all for listening. And just stay tuned for our future shows. This will re-air. It'll re-air a couple more times this week. So get the information. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification for us, please. And have a great day. We'll see you.
Bye, everyone. Good night.